Hi everyone, welcome to your weekly readings for the 30th of December to the 5th of January. New year, new calendar year, midpoint between eclipses. How are you all doing? How was the solar eclipse for you? Ready to move into that fresh energy as we go into a new year, ready to get going. It is a big year, and I know they're all big years, but it's time to stand up and be counted. Show yourself for who you are. Are you ready? I hope so. If you're here, please say hi in the chat. Let me know how you're doing. Hi, Super Angry Koala. And please remember everyone to like and to share the video. That helps a huge amount. Take the time to get settled in, and we'll get a sense of the picture of what this next week looks like. Let me know what your plans are like for the new year as well. Let me know of any intentions that you're setting for the new year. You know, we talk of New Year's resolutions. These are intentions. So what are you looking to bring about? What are you working on? Hi, Juicy J. Hi, Lisa Wagner. Wonderful to see both of you here. So, what's the collective picture as we move into a new year? This is for the 30th of December to the 5th of January in 2020. Okay, let me get my 2020 vision on. Sorry, I had to use that one. I'm sorry, I had to use that. I only get one chance at it. Okay. Oh my goodness. We are all in a mindset that maybe needs to be shifted out of. It's one thing to deal with confrontation if it comes up. It's another thing to go expecting it and looking for it. We are going into this new year fresh, okay? Ready to deal, not carrying too much baggage with us. Fine, we can be aware of difficulties we're going in with, difficulties we might encounter, but you can't just expect it to be tough. That isn't the approach. It's challenging. It calls for integrity, but it also calls for a bit of optimism and for seeing some clear space to move into, to push into. With the 5 of Wands conscious space, we may be expecting conflict, more of the same, and there isn't a need for that at this stage. You can respond to what comes up, but that's different from going looking for fights. In the subconscious is the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like a lot of us may be looking over our shoulders on some level. This comes from deep. Am I going to have enough? Are we going to have enough? What's going to happen to that? So we can be worried about material resources, finance, being supported, and that can influence us. But what it's not supposed to do, and what the risk is that we use that to go in with our heads down or turning upon each other. That doesn't have to be the starting point of the year. It's not about dropping to a low level and picking fights with everyone. It's about being at a high level going through. What comes through during this time is a clear sense of who we are, what we want, what we value, what we want to see in the world, how we want the world to reflect that. It's been building to that with temperance. That's what 2019 has been about. Getting clear on your own values, your own belief system, bringing your actions into alignment with those. Now we're at this stage of the sun. So we're showing ourselves. If you go and show yourself by being, I want just go and pick fights with everyone. Got to battle everyone. Got to fight over resources rather than working to make sure that we all have enough and pointing the finger to those who hoard and greedily grab them. That's a different matter. Very different things. So we need to be in alignment. So if you are carrying grudges, if you are fearing the people around you, if you are spoiling for a fight with those who don't deserve it, you need to try and come back to yourself and remember that you want to put yourself in the best possible light going forward. Then we'll be getting down to action. Prince of Wands. Seeing deeply. So as we go into the new year, yes, we are seeing deeply. We are identifying corruption. We are identifying those who do not stand in values of love, kindness, equality, compassion, empathy. But we counter those by making our own values that much stronger, by being forceful in what we do believe in, not by being pulled into petty fights. If you're going to strike at people, strike at those who are doing harm from a position of power and corruption, not those on a level with you who you might be scrabbling against. It's a different approach. That's what you need to be refining and bringing yourself into alignment with going into the new year. That's the collective energy. It is a big one. We know it's a big one, but that is why if you're going to focus anger, rage, anywhere, it needs to be at those who hold power, not at those people alongside you. Very, very different indeed. Mostly it's about standing in your own light, in your own truth, and recognizing that this is part of a process and what we stand for absolutely matters. That is the collective energy going into the new year. And remember, clear space, clean slate. Any petty conflicts, those need to be left behind. They'll weigh you down, they'll get in the way. Gather your energy and make sure you're focused on the things that you genuinely believe in and want to align to, because that's what we're going to be manifesting going forward. Going to move on now to the 12 signs. Hi to everyone just tuning in. Hi, Jemana. Hi, Anna. Hi, Erin. Please remember everyone to like and share the video if you're able. That helps a huge amount. So we're going to kick off with Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 30th of December 2019 to the 5th of January 2020. Doesn't a year go fast? Aries, what are you dealing with this week, Aries? I've got you beating your chest, Aries. It's almost like you might be spoiling for a fight, and we need to turn that into an eagerness to get going instead, to set an early pace in the new year, not to wait for other people to be alongside or catch up to you. So you can be like a trend setter, Aries, pushing forward in that regard into that clear space that we've talked about. It's a fresh year. There is clear space. This means making headway on some of the big things that you want to move on. This can be areas of career. These can be work projects that you've been waiting to launch. The new year is giving you an opportunity to start to launch them, especially as we move through January, but you can really start to lay the groundwork now. You really can, getting ready to set off. For those planning a relocation or or maybe house renovations or something similar to this. Again, it's about getting going on this stuff, at least laying the groundwork, getting going on it as January goes on, but it's an early start to the year. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for other people to give you the nod. That's what will weigh you down. Coming in with the Four of Swords. So you've had this rest, probably over the holiday period. But the sense that I get is you might move from this rest into looking around at other people and what they're doing. And the message I'm getting is don't. Don't wait for other people, Aries. I have the Chariot coming in for you. I also have the King of Cups for you. Very solitary, individualistic energy appropriate for you, Aries. This is about making headway, getting out of your slumber, getting out of being down in the dumps. Oh, I can't work on this. This never moves for me. What am I going to do? You're going to get going on it. You're going to get going on it. You're throwing a bit of caution to the wind, Aries. You need to. You need to. You're going to have like the wind rushing behind you as you make way. And you are going to feel much clearer mentally and emotionally from doing so. Look at the distance that you're putting between yourself and the situations or people that you might feel hold you back at times, that embroil you in things. You are kicking off very nicely. I hope that makes sense for you, Aries. The next sign is going to be Taurus. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 30th of December to the 5th of January 2020. Taurus. Taurus, you're finding common ground with people. You're finding common ground with people where maybe you haven't done before. So I mentioned for the collective, the need not to be carrying petty grudges. And this is coming through for you at this time as well, Taurus. I have the 8 of Wands showing up at the heart of things for you. These are people turning out to be on your side. They've worked on their ideas, their views. You've worked on yours. Now there's this collective energy between you where you feel like you're pulling in the same direction. What can get in the way is your mistrust of them, is old squabbles, old things where you haven't seen eye to eye. You need to be leaving that stuff in 2019, Taurus. 5 of Swords there as your challenge. That's the risk for you. That's the risk for you, is you assume that people who haven't always been on the same page or on the same wavelength still aren't. But I feel very, very strongly that people are rallying around you at this time, and you can trust those who are by your side as you move forward. With the Page of Cups as your advice, this is about this being a new beginning. It is about seeing people in a better light. It's about not being hackneyed and cynical towards other people. Give them a chance. If they are signaling support, if they are signaling that they want to be around you, take them at their word. Take them at their word and at what they show to you. It feels like you have people alongside you, and this is going to help you to have confidence in the things that you're moving forward on, Taurus. And with the 8 of Wands, it is rapid movement as well. So any disappointments, hardships, difficulties of 2019, you can be leaving them behind because it is a fresh energy coming in for you. I hope that makes sense for you, Taurus. The next sign is going to be Gemini. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 30th of December 2019 to the 5th of January 2020. Gemini. Gemini. Gemini, you might find it harder than most signs to be pushing into the new year at this time. I felt into your energy. I felt my heart drop just a little. So there's been a disappointment for you in recent times. Something didn't work out, didn't move forward in the way that you might have liked it to. This is heartfelt, so this may well be a relationship question. And if not, then it's something else that you were passionate about or invested a lot in, and it didn't quite make it, or it went a bit sour. And that is where you're going to really have to summon your energy to move on through it, to see it in a wider perspective, in a bigger picture, that what didn't work out wasn't for you, but it's not going to hold you back. It is a new start. It's a new beginning for you, for the new year, Gemini, as you come in with the Fool. So you do need to have your head up. You do need to be breathing that fresh air of the new year. You absolutely do. Can't afford to be held back by the things that have completed, that didn't work out, that might have caused you some difficulties. Your challenge is the Hierophant, which is to learn from those experiences, not to take on a message of nothing ever goes right for me, but to learn from what worked, what didn't, what experience did you gain, what did you learn about yourself, in terms of your own abilities, in terms of your own needs, in terms of what you like, in terms of what you dislike. There's wisdom even in defeat, even in disappointment, Gemini. And we need you to be in that place of wisdom, but not in that place of disappointment. However much it hurt, there needs to be this fresh openness for you. The King of Wands, the sense that I get is twofold. One is you need to be picking yourself up and reaching for something that you do want now, pushing onto it, gathering your power, because the King of Wands is all about reshaping your external world. So you learn from the things that didn't come off, didn't come through, but you have the ability now to start to shift things in your favor. This is also potentially someone coming in to help you, to perk you up, to pep you up, to give you a pep talk. This could be a coach or a guide of some description who is going to help you to chart out where you go next. Because maybe the stuff that you went into last year, maybe you didn't get that external input, that external guidance. Maybe that is why it's hit you so hard, because it was all you, all you. I feel like you are grabbing on to extra support in terms of coaching, in terms of guidance this year. This could be a business coach, could be a mentor, could be a life coach. Somebody of this nature who's going to help you to set about things and is going to help you to see what you're capable of. I hope that makes sense for you, Gemini. Hi to everyone just tuning in. Hi, hidden behind the moon. Hi, Micah, or Mika. Hi, LV. So the next sign is going to be Cancer. And for those just tuning in, please remember to like and share the video. Thank you. So Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising for the 30th of December 2019 to the 5th of January 2020. Cancer. How's your new year looking, Cancer? Okay, Cancer. Very perceptive at this time, Cancer. When you are a water sign, you're big on perception, big on perceptiveness, and I want to say that you're quite enthusiastic for you and maybe for those around you, maybe for the world at large, to move in a certain direction at this time. You might be getting the bit between your teeth on this. At the same time, that energy, that enthusiasm might turn into a bit of aggression and maybe some arguing, some rowing with people who don't share your enthusiasm and your perspective. And that might be a little danger for you at this time, because this is about pushing on with the things that you're enthusiastic about. Remember, we are aligning to our own truths, our own light at this time. That has to be what we push forward regarding. You come in with the 10 of Wands, and that's the risk. That's the risk that you take this energy, and rather than use your enthusiasm to set a bit of a pace, a bit of a tone for your own year, you feel the need to have to deal with everyone else. And I got to battle them to get them on my side. And I've got to battle them to get them on my side. And I've got to deal with them and deal with them and deal with their shit. And actually, no, you don't. You've got to make choices. You've got to make choices, Cancer. You've got to be mature about this. Don't be held up. Don't be held back. With the Lovers as your challenge, it is all about choices. So some people are with you. Great, take them with you. Some people are not on board with you yet. Well, fuck them then. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Not at this time. I have the King of Cups as your advice card. This is your card, Cancer. This is your card. What's the emotional impact upon you when people don't flock to your side? Do you turn and blow your energy there when it's in limited supply? Or do you focus on those who are on your side, are in support, who do encourage you forward to where you feel guided towards? You have a keen perspective at this time, and I feel that means that you know exactly what to do, which buttons to push. How are you going to make that leap into the new year? You don't need permission. And there's a big trap for you if you hold yourself up unnecessarily. With the Lovers as well, this is about aligning to higher spiritual truth. Central message of the Lovers is focusing on the spiritual. Where does your spirit want to go? What does it want to do? Because those who come with you, great. Those you have to fight over it, not right now. Not right now, Cancer. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Leo. Leo, sun, moon, and rising for the 30th of December 2019 to the 5th of January 2020. Thank you, Super Angry Koala. It's about 2:15 in the morning. Hi, Happy Go Lucky Tarot. So, Leo. Okay. A couple of court cards showed up for you, Leo. I mentioned other signs potentially getting into arguments. I don't feel you getting into arguments, but I do feel a need for you. I want to say not to rest on your laurels, because there's two things happening for you this week. One is I feel like you are receiving some good news, maybe a financial windfall, but certainly there's a lot of enthusiasm coming your way. A lot of support, people supporting you. So if you're not getting money, you're getting commendations. You're finding people very much want to be around you, want to be with you. I feel like these arms stretching around you, and it's almost like you could lie back on them and be like, oh, this is lovely. I'm supported. I'm safe. I know where I am. This is beautiful. That's your starting point. There you go. And that's what you'd expect. Your shadow card is the sun. So the only danger there is that you relax into that a little bit too much. Because here's your card, Leo, right there. But I feel like you can accept that, but not settle into it. You still need to keep your own space, Leo. I have the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords showing up for you. So this feels like you have new things to learn, new things to embark upon. And while you have people around you, you can communicate with them. You can thank them, be kind to them, communicate your ideas. They're in support. But what you don't want to do, I feel, is just rest and relax too much into that. I have the Seven of Wands as your advice. The Seven of Wands here serves as a little bit of a warning, not to get carried away with the good times, not to give too much of yourself over to that. Not because you can't celebrate, you can. I feel like you might have quite a lively New Year's party that you go to. I feel like it can be absolutely beautiful. But then you move. Then you move and you don't wait for other people. You don't get pulled back in. So again, very powerful move from another fire sign at this time. When I look at this Page of Swords, what I see is them watching the birds rather than doing their own thing. So, Leo, are you looking to other people and what they're doing? Because they're all supportive, so maybe I'll follow them. No, you're not here to follow. You're not here to follow. As the Knight of Swords, you're here to lead, to go after your own thing. What are you inspired to do? What is inspiring on your mind? Where are you being led by your own thoughts, your own ideas? Focus is here, Leo. This is less focused. Like, yeah, they're probably flying in the same direction, but you don't want to be part of a flock. You're here to be an individual if necessary. Don't feel like you need to appease or appeal too much to the crowd around you. They are on your side. You don't need to give yourself over too much, Leo. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Virgo. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising for the 30th of December 2019 to the 5th of January 2020. Virgo. Okay, this doesn't apply to all Virgos. I'm going to stress this. But for some of you, what's on your mind is new year, new love. So you might have met someone who you feel very deeply for around this holiday period. And I feel that there's a danger where you're expecting that to automatically become something much bigger in the new year. And for a lot of you, that's not what's going to happen. But for others of you, I feel like you may have been in abusive relationships. You may have been in abusive relationship dynamics, Virgo, and I feel like you're waking up to those in a very, very real sense. Flash of understanding. Here's what I'm dealing with. Some of these are quite severely abusive, and I'm only speaking to one or two of you. But one or two of you are watching this at the moment, and you're dealing with quite abusive relationship dynamics that may be physically abusive as well as emotionally abusive. Not that there's a hierarchy of these things, but I do feel something very nasty that one or two of you are experiencing. You come in as the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups can be all loving or knowing on the one hand, but the Queen of Cups can also be somebody who is so receptive that they soak up a lot of blows, a lot of the other people's aggression, too much of it, in fact. And with the 10 of Swords as your challenge, if that is you, this is recognizing that this has gone on long enough. It's gone on long enough, and with that vision, you're going to move forward. For those I referred to earlier on who are just getting into new relationships, what you may find is that they're short-lived as well. So don't invest too heavily. Don't expect the world at this time, Virgo. Advice is the King of Cups. This is emotional maturity. This is taking responsibility for yourself. Focusing on those who are in abusive relationship dynamics, even though it's not the majority of you Virgos, this is about getting free of that. This is about putting clear water between you and those situations. And you're the ones who need to hear this most. That's why I'm focusing predominantly upon you. It's not easy to leave those situations behind. Remember, the King of Cups is also somebody who you can reach out to support you through this. These can be very trusted friends or trusted family members, or these can be professionals who help to facilitate you in leaving these situations behind. The main message for Virgos is not to stay in something longer than you need to. And there's a particular focus there for one or two of you who are going through really, really nasty experiences, nasty dynamics, nasty situations. And this is just reminding you that you're capable of saying goodbye to that. You don't have to take any more of it. I hope that makes sense for you, Virgo. The next sign is going to be Libra. Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 30th of December 2019 to the 5th of January 2020. Libra. There's a deep-rooted pain showing up for you, Libra. I have gone all the way to my sacral and my base chakra. especially the base chakra. This is an old pain that is rearing its head at this time. It feels quite uncomfortable, to say the least. It's tiring. It's tiring. It's like a nagging pain that you've tried to ignore for a long time, Libra. Try to push on as usual, 8 of Pentacles. But this isn't about pushing on and ignoring that. This is about pushing on and working to heal that. I feel fundamental disruption to your self-image, Libra, may have pushed certain behaviors within you. Be they working too hard, be they people-pleasing, be they a kind of, I want to say, a kind of deep-rooted pessimism that you mask with an over-optimism, if that makes sense to you. And you're the sign of balance, remember, so we need to get these sort of back into alignment. You need your thoughts to be in alignment with your feelings. Your challenge is not to avoid the past. Your challenge is to be open to connecting to your past in order to bring it into the light, in order to heal it. Now, this might be through methods like psychotherapy or hypnotherapy, but I feel like there is a big focus on healing for you as we go into 2020, Libra. This is vital to bring you into alignment. The Knight of Swords. And I'll bring these up as I'm seeing them because this is important. So the Knight of Swords, you will see, is facing in this direction. For me, that's facing into the past. Things that you've avoided by trying to push on through with the 8 of Pentacles. With the Sun, for me, the Sun is healing. It's bringing those difficulties into the light, exposing them to the light, being able to reach into them in order to see your way more clearly, to put them into context, to put them into perspective, but crucially to heal them. Even if it burns a little to get into that, Libra, there's things here that you've avoided for a little bit too long. And that's what you're dealing with at this time. I hope that makes sense for you, Libra. Just give me a second. Okay. The next sign is going to be Scorpio. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 30th of December 2019 to the 5th of January 2020. Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. Okay. I felt a massive wave of sadness for you, Scorpio. I also felt this drying out, tightness in my throat, like you can't even bring yourself to say what's happened because you're so upset about it. You're so disappointed in someone or something, and I feel like it's someone in particular. This feels like somebody who you look up to. This could be a teacher, this could be a mentor. somebody who you've held in the utmost respect, the highest possible regard, and now they're exposing themselves. And not only are you very devastated about this, but you're questioning your own judgment as well. You see, I have the Eight of Pentacles for you. And the Eight of Pentacles for me here is the relationship to that teacher. The Eight of Pentacles often deals with teaching, with study, being in this kind of, I want to say, like master apprentice kind of dynamic. The King of Wands as your challenge is challenging you to not be the student anymore, not to be the apprentice anymore, not to place that other person on this pedestal. Smash that pedestal up, tear it down. The Tower. The Tower is your advice, Scorpio. I said that people are going to be showing themselves in their true light this year, and we all are as well. Some will surprise us for the better, and that's why we're not holding too many grudges going into the new year. But some people are going to be exposed for who they truly are and what truly is important to them. And you're seeing this play out in front of you right at the start of the year, Scorpio. Let them fall to the fucking ground and deal with their own shit. You don't owe them anything. You don't need to go down with them. Stand in your own power, Scorpio. You don't need someone to be a master or a guru towards you. I hope that makes sense for you, Scorpio. The next sign is going to be Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 30th of December 2019 to the 5th of January 2020. Sag. You coping all right with the sun leaving your sign, Sag, letting someone else have the spotlight for a change? I feel you are. I really feel you are. You, Sagittarius, are like everyone's cheerleader at the moment. This is lovely. You're supportive. You're applauding other people's, not just every success, but every move in the right direction. Every time someone takes a step, you're there to clap them, to applaud them, to cheer them on. And that's lovely. Can you flip those roles? Reflected glory is still nice. Supporting other people is wonderful. But you got shit to do as well. You do. You come in with the Ace of Wands, new beginnings. New beginnings for the new year for you, Sagittarius. Taking aim, as you often do. Very, very nice indeed. Now, what does this mean in practice for you? What's the Sag energy? I'm here, but I want to be over there. I want to be up there. How am I going to get there? You're going to get started. You're going to get started, and you're going to accept other people's support with it. You don't have to go it alone. You are very independent as well. But with the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like there's support for you. And this can be emotional support, sure, but there's also a sign of, I want to say, material resources, financial support potentially. So if you're looking for investors, if you're looking for a loan, if you're looking for people to partner with you as well, or simply to chuck some money in your direction if you're crowdfunding or whatever, Sag. People see what you're doing and they like it and they're on board, but you got to be fast on it. You got to be fast on it. Seize the initiative, seize the opportunity this week. Wheel of Fortune for you. It's not going to hang around, and you got to get going. Get away from whatever is burning away in the background, straight forward to what's in front of you. You got to seize the moment, seize the metal in that sense, Sagittarius. As long as it's heartfelt and genuine, you can do it justice, and the support is there for you. I hope that makes sense for you, Sag. The next sign is going to be Capricorn. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 30th of December 2019 to the 5th of January 2020. Cappies. Stellium in your sign, Capricorn. Stellium in your sign for almost all of 2020. You got the Sun there joining Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto, and the South Node. Busy times, Capricorn. And you are opening yourself to new directions of travel, Capricorn. And I'm going to say part of that is your work life, because you're very work focused as an energy, as a sign, sure, but it's not only your work life. This is also, I feel, potential in new partners, new relationships, maybe new relationship styles. So there's a livening up, there's a new way of seeing things. And the reason why you've taken a little pause at the end of the year is so as you have space to draw breath and then move into this. You're coming in with the Hanged Man. You're already somewhere good, but you're going to be going somewhere new that's even better. Sagittarius, Capricorn. I have the Two of Wands for you, but I also have the Two of Pentacles for you. So here's a choice for you. Here's a choice for you. And what I see here is a split between the old and the new. You've been successful in the past year, Capricorn. Done really well. But not everything that you've been working or focusing on over the past year is going to come with you. Something might have gone well, but it might still be time to put it to bed, put it to one side, move on with something new. These could be big changes in relationships that I'm feeling. Could also be changes in the way that you work, what you focus upon, what you create, what you produce. Maybe shifting the balance between going to a workplace and being at home. Shifting between being online and being out there in the physical world. But there's a big shake-up and you can't be too rigid. While it's a smooth transition to a Pentacles, it's also, I feel, all about charting a new way to do it and then getting started upon it. And that's how your new year begins, Capricorn. The next sign is going to be Aquarius. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 30th of December 2019 to the 5th of January 2020. Aquarius. slow and steady movement for you, Aquarius. You're a fixed sign, you're like steady. But it also involves engaging with other people. So I feel that you're moving into joint projects, joint areas of work. You might be joining community groups or organizations, maybe political groups, or maybe people offering some kind of social support to those who are struggling at this time, Aquarius. And you're stepping in. So you may be doing this in work, but you may be volunteering your time as well. Strong push to volunteering for Aquarius in the new year. You come in with the Queen of Pentacles, so you do have something to give here. You are grounded, you have those means, and you are caring. You're at your humanitarian best, Aquarius. With the Lovers and Temperance coming in with you, this is about aligning to causes and commitments that feel like something that you genuinely desire to help build, and you are in this giving space. You have something to give, and you're putting your money where your mouth is. And you're seeing it as a long-term project, Aquarius. You are bringing something to these projects, to these organizations, to these groups of people. And it's not going to come off instantly. You're in for the long haul, but you have this sense of community responsibility for a lot of you, this sense of commitment, and this is going to set up a lot of what you're going to be doing this year with some of the time that you have available. I hope that makes sense for you, Aquarius. The next sign is going to be Pisces. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 30th of December 2019 to the 5th of January 2020. Pisces. Final sign. Don't get too carried away with what you've been up to, Pisces. I feel like you've had a wonderful, wonderful holiday period, maybe all the way into the new year. It feels really comfortable, really peaceful. It's like you're lying back, floating along stream. There have been good times, good connections. It's felt great. It's felt great. And now you got to carry some of that energy with you, but there's shit you need to get on with as well. Can't only be continuing to hope to stay in the happy, happy, happy place when there's work to do, basically. So there's a balancing, because you want to carry this energy with you as well. But it is very much getting back to business, back to work. You come in with the 9 of Wands. So some stuff you've been putting off, some stuff that you need to work on, some stuff that you need to get done. You do. And part of that is clearing that shit away so as you can also still have the good times, the good connections throughout 2020, because you're going to need that as well. You need that with you. I have the 7 of Wands for you. I also have the 10 of Wands for you. These come in with the 9 of Wands. So the picture that I have is Focus on your own stuff, but don't take on other people's stuff as well at this time. That doesn't mean being a selfish asshole, but it does mean focusing on what's immediate, what affects you most immediately. Pisces, the Ten of Wands is just a warning about carrying too much, burning the candle at both ends, and possibly carrying other people on your back as well. Remember, with the Seven of Wands, this is about not being pulled into things that are not yours and not about you. So while this has been beautiful, it's not the case, Three of Wands, that this has to disappear off into the distance necessarily. That's your fear. But in order to be able to keep doing some of the things you've been enjoying, to feel more deeply into them, to feel more trusting, you do need to section your time off and focus on your own individual priorities and commitments first. I hope that makes sense for you, Pisces. And that is all 12 signs. I have time to pull cards for a couple of people. If you have any questions for me, please pop your question in the live chat. I will see which of you I am drawn to. And whilst I'm waiting for those to come in, I am still offering year ahead readings for 2020. If you do want a sense of what your 2020 looks like, both overall and month by month, there are slots available. You can book me by clicking on the link just below. Likewise, I'm available for all other reading services as well as astrology readings. And if you'd like to leave me a donation to help support me to continue doing this work into the new year, that'd be very welcome as well. Let me see whose questions are coming in. Erin Leo, Zelda, I found out I was quite disappointed when I found out the Capricorn I like already has a girlfriend. Could you pull a card or two for my love life in 2020? Excuse me, 2020, please. Thanks so much. Okay, Erin. Immediately, I want to say, don't go overlooking for this, Erin. Allow this to come to you. Allow this to come to you. I feel like this will come for you, but you might be wanting it a bit too much. The Two of Cups is your shadow card at the moment. This is what's driving you. Maybe a slight over neediness or desire to be in a tight relationship. And what they're saying is, with the King of Cups, you can let them come to you. You're going to have options as well. With the Ace of Swords, you're going to have choices to make. Right at the start of the year, no. I feel springtime for you. I feel springtime, but I feel very, very strongly, don't waste energy going looking for this at this time. There's just no need. Be receptive. Be receptive, be receptive, be receptive. Let me see who else. Anna Garcia. Would it be safe for me to make a move on Christopher? We have been on a roller coaster of emotions and feelings. I feel that it is a good time, Anna. What I'm going to add as a rider to this, when you talk about making a move, is talk it through. Talk it through. I'm feeling like this. I'd like this to happen. But with the sun coming in, yes, it's a good time. Absolutely. There is a nice green light for you. All majors for you as well. With the World, I feel like You need to be aware that when there is all this going on, if you're going to make this more serious, then that means that you're both buying into each other's lives as a whole. You take the rough with the smooth in that sense. But with the star, I feel like together you're going to move forward quite beautifully from here. I hope that makes sense for you. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to wish you all a happy new year. Please feel free to get in touch if I can help you with anything at all. And I will see you all again really soon. Thank you.